Hello everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. I'm Rohit and today we'll talk about that JMeter element. This is the day 2 of the JMeter series. In this series or in this day, we'll talk about that JMeter element. So if you see this image, so first thing, if you see these images, we have a JMeter. Under this JMeter element, we have a JMeter, and then JMeter have a first element called thread group. So JMeter, the thread group is a very important factor because thread groups is nothing but a actual user who are going to actually test or who are going to actually do a load, trying to do the load. So on the top we have a thread group. After that we have sampler, logic controls, listener, configuration elements, association, timer, processor, and under these we have a request, publisher, record control, report, graph, HTTP, FTP, TCP. So the top we have thread group. After that we have a this kind of thing called sampler, logic, or listener, and on the bottom we have a request, publisher, HTTP, FTP, TCP. So let's understand that what is a thread group. So if you see my definition, thread group is in simple language the test user. So thread group is nothing but a test user. So if you need that 10 user, 50 user, 1000 user, you define a thread group. Under the thread group, you define that how many user you need as a sample user that define, and then it will actually act like that user. So we will talk about, this is very important called thread group. So thread group is a sample or dummy user. Next, we have the sampler. Sampler is nothing but the type of request. So let's say that you are going to hit to a server, right? So you are going to, let's say that if I go back to the how the JMeter works. So if you see here, these under this JMeter, these all are nothing but thread group. So if you see user 1, user 2, user 3, so this is all combined in under a thread group, and thread group have it defined that how many user we needed. So these all are thread group. Now under this here you can see the sampler, right? So sampler is a type of request. So you are going to test through HTTP request, you are going to test the API, or you are going to test that LDAP, or you are going to test that direct server, all these under the sampler. So which type of request you are looking for, so these all call the sampler. Now once so you take the user, you define that how in which way you are going to request that, and then once you request this system, you should get and report, and then that should be show in a format, right? Report format. So that is we call, so that we will call the listener. So whenever you, if you see the top, we have a sampler, after that we have a listener. So let's say that once using the thread group, you define the sampler and then you hit the server. After that we should define the listener. Using the listener, we should report that in a simple language, a listener is nothing called report. To report that how the interaction happen in a graph view, or maybe tree view, or maybe a different view. So that is the listener. So listener is nothing but to show the report how the actual work. So this is the three important factor we have in our JMeter. So if you see that there are many other elements available like logic control, configuration element, assertion, timer, processor, and under that they have breakdown like the sampler have that which type of sampler, which type of request you are going to do that, like FTP, TCP, or the publisher request, which type of you are doing, controller have a breakdown. So these breakdown available, but without these three like thread group, sampler, and listener, this whole JMeter is incomplete. So these are the optionals, and I just want to cover the important parts thread. So we are going to go through over the periods that whenever we are going to implement. So that's it for today. If you have any question, let me know in the comment section. Thank you very much. Have a great day.